The Indian Ocean stretches like a vast, luminous mirror between continents, curving from the eastern shores of Africa to the distant coasts of Australia, and from the tropical warmth of the equator to the icy edges of the Southern Ocean. Within its waters, an archipelago of islands forms a dispersed constellation, each island a microcosm of life, history, and geology, each a testament to the dynamic interplay of sea and sky, land, and human imagination. These islands, great and small, volcanic and coral, ancient and young, together compose a living mosaic that tells the story of the Indian Ocean itself. The Indian Ocean has relatively few islands compared with the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Madagascar, the fourth largest island in the world, the Maldives, Seychelles, Socotra, and Sri Lanka are continental fragments. The other islands, including Christmas, Cocos, Farquhar, Prince Edward, St. Paul, and Amsterdam, the Almirante, Andaman and Nicobar, Chagos, Crozet, Kerguelen, and Sunda groups, and Comoros, Lakshadweep, Laccadive, Minicoy, and Amandivi Islands, Mauritius, and Réunion are of volcanic origin. The Andamans and Sundas are island arc, trench subduction systems, with the trench on the oceanic side of the arc. Off the southeastern coast of Africa, the great island of Madagascar rises like a lone sentry, separated from the mainland by a channel whose waters have safeguarded its isolation for tens of millions of years. Its landscapes are as varied as a painter's palette: spiny deserts where the baobabs stretch their skeleton-like limbs to the sky, mist-shrouded rainforests where the air hums with the calls of chameleons and endemic birds, highlands cradled between rivers that carve the earth into intricate patterns. Madagascar is a treasure trove of life, home to creatures that exist nowhere else on Earth: lemurs leaping from branch to branch, radiated tortoises sunning themselves on sun-drenched paths, orchids and palms that defy imagination. Human presence here tells a parallel story, a blending of Austronesian and African settlers, creating languages, villages, and customs as unique as the island itself. Surrounding Madagascar are smaller islands like Nosy and Île Sainte-Marie, tropical refuges that echo the rhythms of the mainland yet retain the intimacy and charm of smaller communities. Northwest of Madagascar lies the volcanic archipelago of the Comoros, a trio of islands: Grande Comore, Mohli, and Anjouan, each crowned by volcanic peaks and surrounded by turquoise seas. Mount Karthala, perpetually smoking, dominates the horizon, a reminder of the restless energy beneath these islands. Here, the culture is a rich tapestry, woven from African, Arab, and Malagasy threads. Close by is Mayotte, geographically part of the Comoros but politically a French overseas department, with a lagoon so vast and deep it seems to contain the secrets of the ocean itself. Its coral reefs harbor fish in impossible colors, while the mangroves along its coast shelter life both minute and grand. Eastward, the granitic and coral islands of Seychelles appear like scattered gemstones across the blue expanse. The inner islands Mahe, Praslin, Latiga are ancient granite outcrops, vestiges of a continent long vanished beneath the waves. Their rugged mountains are cloaked in verdant forests, their beaches kissed by aquamarine tides, and their wildlife, from the towering coco de mer palms to the ancient giant tortoises, is a testament to evolutionary wonder. The outer atolls, barely above sea level, provide safe havens for seabirds and turtles, fragile reminders of the delicate balance between land and sea. The culture here is equally layered: African rhythms mingle with European influences, the French colonial imprint softened by centuries of trade and migration. Southwest of Seychelles, Mauritius rises like a green jewel amidst the vast ocean. Its volcanic interior, encircled by coral reefs, is dotted with rivers, waterfalls, and sugarcane fields. Mauritius tells a story of migration and survival: settlers from Europe, enslaved Africans, indentured laborers from India, Chinese traders, all converging to create a society of complex layers, languages, and customs. Further southwest, the French island of Réunion rises more dramatically, its jagged peaks carved from volcanic rock. Piton de la Fournaise, one of the world's most active volcanoes, periodically reminds residents and visitors alike of the island's fiery birth, while the dramatic cirques and ravines testify to centuries of erosion and rainfall sculpting the landscape into natural cathedrals. To the northeast, a chain of coral atolls stretches across the horizon, the Maldives. Hundreds of tiny islands form double chains atop a submarine ridge, where lagoons shimmer like liquid sapphires and reefs pulse with life. These islands are low-lying, vulnerable, yet vibrant. Historically, they were sultanates and maritime waypoints, linking the coasts of East Africa, India, and Southeast Asia. Today, they face the existential threat of rising seas, their very future a testament to the fragility of coral islands in a warming world. North of the Maldives lies Sri Lanka, a teardrop-shaped island dangling beneath India's southern tip. Here, the plains, hills, and mountains host tea plantations, tropical forests, and ancient cities whose temples and stupas resonate with centuries of Buddhist devotion. Sri Lanka has been a hub of maritime trade, a meeting place for peoples, ideas, and faiths flowing across the Indian Ocean. Its coasts, reefs, and lagoons are ecological treasures, while its human history tells of kingdoms, colonization, and modern struggles for unity and cultural identity. Off India's southwestern coast, the Lakshadweep Islands rise modestly above the Arabian Sea, a constellation of coral atolls where fishing and coconut cultivation define life. Farther east, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands stretch toward Southeast Asia, forming an archipelago of rainforest-covered hills, pristine beaches, and mangrove-lined estuaries. Many islands remain untouched, home to indigenous peoples whose lives have been shaped by the tides, the monsoon, and the forest. Between India and Southeast Asia lie countless islands, each with its own story. The Mergui Archipelago of Myanmar, the Phi Phi Islands of Thailand, the outlying islands of Sumatra and Nias in Indonesia, they all form a chain of life and culture bridging the Indian Ocean to the Pacific. Here, humans have learned to live with monsoons, tsunamis, and shifting seas, crafting livelihoods, architecture, and rituals in intimate dialogue with the ocean. Beyond the tropics, the Indian Ocean stretches into colder, lonelier realms. Christmas Island and the Cocos, Keeling Islands, Australian territories, are isolated oases where red crabs migrate en masse and coral reefs support rich marine life. Farther south, the subantarctic islands Heard and MacDonald, Crozet, Kerguelen, Bouvet, Marion, and the Prince Edward Islands rise from icy waters, glaciated and windswept, largely untouched by humans. Penguins, albatrosses, and seals dominate these landscapes, and scientists brave storms and isolation to study climate, geology, and wildlife. These islands, remote and austere, reveal the ocean's power and its role as a laboratory for understanding the planet's extremes. In the northwest, near the Horn of Africa and the Arabian Peninsula, smaller islands play roles in navigation, trade, and diplomacy. Socotra, with its alien-looking dragon's blood trees and endemic fauna, is a microcosm of isolation and adaptation. The Chagos Archipelago, a dispersed chain of coral atolls, combines ecological richness with geopolitical complexity, its waters surrounding Diego Garcia, a strategic military base, while its displaced inhabitants fight for recognition and return. Along the East African coast, Zanzibar and Pemba reflect centuries of Swahili culture, Omani influence, and the spice trade, their narrow streets echoing with history, commerce, and music. Throughout the Indian Ocean, islands differ in origin yet share commonalities. Continental fragments like Madagascar and the granitic inner Seychelles contrast with volcanic hotspots such as Réunion and Mauritius. Coral atolls, like the Maldives and Chagos, demonstrate the subtle interplay between subsidence and reef growth, while tectonically uplifted islands in Indonesia and the Andamans reveal the restless energy of the Earth's crust. Each island tells a story of fire and water, growth and erosion, life and adaptation. Culturally, these islands are equally interconnected. Languages, religions, and traditions reflect centuries of migration and trade. African, Arab, Indian, and European influences converge and blend. Trade winds and monsoon currents allowed dhows and junks to traverse these waters, carrying spices, textiles, slaves, and ideas. Music, dance, cuisine, architecture, and rituals across the islands echo this layered history. Each island, while distinct, is part of an Indian Ocean cultural tapestry that stretches across continents. Ecologically, the islands are treasures of biodiversity. Madagascar's lemurs, Seychelles coco de mer, the Maldives coral reefs, and subantarctic seabird colonies all testify to life's resilience. Yet these ecosystems are fragile, threatened by climate change, invasive species, overfishing, and development. Conservation initiatives, marine protected areas, forest restoration, and species reintroduction are crucial, yet the challenges remain immense. Human history, geology, ecology, and culture converge on these islands to produce a singular lesson: the Indian Ocean is not just a body of water, but a living system, shaped by wind, current, and human endeavor. Its islands are laboratories, sanctuaries, crossroads, and homes. They reveal the interplay between isolation and connection, fragility and resilience, tradition and change. In the end, the islands of the Indian Ocean, from the glimmering atolls of the Maldives to the ancient granitic peaks of Seychelles, from Madagascar's forests to the icy reaches of Kerguelen, from Zanzibar's spice-scented streets to Réunion's lava fields, compose a story of the ocean itself. They are testimonies to Earth's geological dynamism, to the adaptability of life, and to human ingenuity in the face of both abundance and adversity. They are simultaneously remote and interconnected, fragile yet enduring, and they continue to inspire, sustain, and challenge humanity, standing as jewels scattered across one of the planet's most extraordinary oceans. Thank you for watching this video.